Okay, good morning and welcome to Kesubos of Pei Gimel Iyun with Benzion. Today I want to discuss what I've been discussing up until now about Nichsei Mulog. The Gemara talks about this Mishnah on Pei Gimel, talks about the husband forfeits his right to parts of the Nichsei Mulog, what he says or writes in the shtar. Depending on what he writes, what he forgoes, right? If he writes a basic Dani Dvarim Dinu Dvarim Elam Nichsaya, right? If she sells the land, right, he can't reclaim that like the Kanasusha, right? And if he writes a payros, he adds a payros, so he's no longer entitled to the payros. And if he adds Lachar Misa, he's no longer Yorisher if she dies, the Nechsei Malog. So the Gemara first deals with the Kanasusha. If you listen to the regular share, you'll understand the Gemara first dealing with the Kanasusha. Then the Gemara brings in a svara. The Gemara says even from Nisuin, right? You can say Yadei Misulek, say why doesn't it work? So the Gemara introduces a concept which I've been saying all along, but it's now introduced in the Gemara officially. Abai says Nisu Yado Ki Yada. Rav Amar Yado Adifa Miyada. If you thought that when we say that the woman holds on to the karka when she brings in Nechsei Malug and the Baal Ochal Peros, that is not the entire truth. The entire truth is like the Gemara says over here, that according to Rava, we pass like presumably over Abai, Yada Adifa Miyada, it's actually a shutfus, right? When he marries her, they have the same strength in terms of the Gufa Karka because he inherits his wife, right? And she brought in property, so Mashakana Ishakana Baila. Now, that's Mashakana Ishakana Baila is when they're married, she earns wages, so that belongs to the husband. That's not relevant over here, but it is relevant that Ishto Kegufo, they share our same body, they're shutfim basically in the property. She brings in a property, he becomes a shutaf. She brings in a bank account, he becomes a shutaf. That's why you go to the bank after you get married and you put both your names on the bank account because you own, even if it was her money, you own that money partially. And Rava says, even more, that Yada Adifa Miyada. Now, I don't think Rava means that his hand is stronger, that he has 60%, she has 40%. All that Rava means is that he's in control, right? 50%, 50%. Technically, they each own 50% of the karka. But he's in control to make sure that the land appreciates, because the man is in charge of the finances in the house. He'll make better financial decisions than a woman generally. Men are more keen on thinking and pragmatics. Not all men, but I think the majority of men are better with financials than a woman. Most of the billionaires are men, not women. So therefore, when it comes to the marriage, that he has more of a right to make decisions about it. Meaning, if it's ksafim, right? If it's money, so you don't let it depreciate in value through inflation. You buy property, invest in the stock market, and real estate should go up. And that's part of the din of payros that the husband's entitled to. And this is Gemara is saying, Rav is saying Yada Adifa Miyada. The Gemara says an afkamina, but the main afkamina over here is that what I've been saying all along. This is the source that the husband owns the payros midal raisa. The fact that he's a stronger hand, he controls the financial decisions. So therefore, any appreciation, any payros which come from these nechasim, he's entitled to because he's the one that made the smart decision to sell the money. Now, the Mishnah says, right, what do you do with she brings in ksafim, yilachem and karka payros. Sounds like Beis Din is telling to do that, but I think it's just advice that Beis Din is telling to do it and underscoring what the Gemara is saying over here. Rav is saying here, Yada Adif Miyada, the man has better financial intuition than the woman, and he should sell the money and buy property, or should take the money, use it to buy property, or to invest in the stock market, S&P 500. He doesn't want to take risk averse, he doesn't want to take risks. So the appreciation will go to him, and the reason he gets payros midor raisa, midor baran masakin and payros because of the pidyona, in order to redeem her, and that's their masakin payros. For example, if she were to sell it or something like that, they can take the payros out, or there's different dakanas about the payros we learned in the previous parak, different dinim derabana. But the din raisa payros is learned out of Yado Adif Miyada, the fact that he has stronger, he's in control of the financial decisions in marriage. The Gemara is saying the man is in control of the financial decisions in marriage. He should be the one making the financial decisions because he knows better how to deal with it, and that's why he's entitled to the payros, because since he's controlling the financial decisions, he's causing the appreciation. He deserves the appreciation. The payros belong to him. Any appreciation in the assets belongs to him. The Nechsei Malog, this is on Barzel, the woman has stipulation, the prenup, right? So Nechsei Barzel, you have a prenup, right? She says, I want certain money back. She's smart before the marriage. She wants to guarantee she gets what she wants back. However, Nechsei Malog, where she just goes into marriage, doesn't make any stipulations, so we assume that normally, under normal conditions, the husband makes better financial decisions. He'll be the one in charge. Yado Adifa Miyada. He'll be the one making the decisions, causing the Mishnah recommends what you do with money is going to depreciate because of inflation. sell it, use it to buy real estate, and it'll appreciate in value, or buy fields which will produce fruit, and he eats the payros because yada di from yada. This is the source that he's ochel payros midaraisa, and also the source that he is yoresher after the marriage because he owns part of it. She dies, she loses her ownership. A shutaf, it goes to the other shutaf. You have two shutaf in one land. One shutaf dies, and he has no real yorshim. He's right the other person's yoreshim, so he would yoresh the entire field. And also, it would explain the previous paragraph. We talked about that if she sells land, technically sells land during the marriage, they made takanas usha. The reason they made takanas usha is because even though they had shutfas, according to Rava, they own 50-50, but she has a chazaka. For the marriage, she owned the land, so she has a chazaka on the karka. So even though it's 50-50, she has a chazaka on the karka, so you're not supposed to sell the land. If you sold it, the sale for the goof, a karka, would be valid, but after Misa, they made takanas usha that he's considered a lokeach rishon. He should be able to multi the land after she dies, as part of the Yerusha. That was the takanas usha, and it says in our Mishnah, that's one of the things that he could waive by saying Dinu Dvarim. But that's really the explanation of Nichse Malug. I hope you enjoyed today's shir. Have a good Rosh Hashanah. See you in the next one.